feeling. It's like, how do you tell somebody how it feels to be in love? How are you going to tell anybody who has not been in love how it feels to be in love? You cannot do it to save your life. You can describe things, but you can't tell it. But you know it when it happens. That's what I mean by free. I've had a couple of times on stage when I really felt free. And that's something else.
Welcome back. Okay, the next wait for that thing. Sorry about that. Acting up. Okay, Voices by Alexei Ratmansky. It premiered last week, first time I saw it. Alexei Ratmansky is currently the artist in residence at ABT. He's held that position for the last 10 years. All his bio stuff is in the program, but we could simply say he's probably the most sought-after choreographer in the world at this point. He's really now part of the ballet canon. He's part of Ballet. He is one of the most important. As the critic Alistair Macaulay once said, he is the most gifted choreographer specializing in classical ballet today. What makes Ratmansky the most gifted? Why is he in such demand? When one looks for a common thread in Ratmansky's ballets, I think you find a continuous exploration of story and character. In a way, there's a similar tie there to Jerome Robbins, one we just saw in The Dreamer, but it's a little bit more abstract than Robbins' work maybe. Now, many New York City ballet fans can be fairly dismissive of story ballet. This is New York. This is the house of Balanchine, who famously said to one of his dancers, "Don't show me your soul, I want to see your foot." But such a clear delineation between story and abstract ballet becomes increasingly opaque when one really begins to think about and kind of analyze the great works really from the last 100 years even. And it's Alexei Ratmansky himself. His work best illustrates, I think, this blurred distinction between abstract and narrative. In a 2011 New Yorker profile on Ratmansky, the writer Joan Chella wrote that Ratmansky says he doesn't see a big difference between narrative and abstract ballet. He points out that the most valued sections of what are thought of as narrative ballets, for example, the Rose Adagio or the vision scene from The Sleeping Beauty, are in fact abstract dance. Likewise, a lot of what we think of as abstract dance, for instance, Balanchine's Serenade, seems to have a story. For him, Ratmansky, both narrative and non-narrative dance spring from the same source, the music. Now, what music has Ratmansky been using before tonight's ballet? Before tonight's ballet, he's really been focusing heavily on Russian composers, Stravinsky, Prokofiev, and notably Shostakovich. He has used Shostakovich now in over 7 ballets. The great dancer Baryshnikov said about Ratmansky, quote, "He loves Russian music, and for him everything comes from music. When he talks to me about ballet, it's always about music." You get the focus. All right, so let's quickly listen to a bit of Shostakovich's second piano concerto from 1957. Ratmansky used this piece for his ballet Concerto DSCH in 2008, which was for New York City Ballet. This is the second movement. Okay, so if you could hear it, the audio quality is not great, sorry. But there's so much emotional content. There's really a lot of rich, kind of sinewy material for dancers to explore, to kind of build into the characters that they're working on. So next, we're going to listen to Voices and Piano number 8. This is the Bonnie Barrett track by Peter Alpinger, composed in 2011. music, some of the music you're going to hear tonight. Okay, not coming through so clearly, but it's obviously very different. It's piano layered on top of a voice. As the dancer Sarah Mern said after hearing this, she said, "How am I going to dance to this?" It is an entirely new language for Ratmansky, and to that end, after the rehearsal, again, principal dancer Sarah Mern spoke with a dance writer, Rosalind Soklas, and said, "There is no musicality to this work, it's just your own." Sarah went on to say, "I'm working with him on a whole bunch of ballets, all super connected to the music, and it was the first time I had ever heard him say this. I thought, who is this person? Who is this person indeed? This is really Ratmansky deliberately shaking things up in his world." He came to this specific music through a suggestion by his son, Vasily Ratmansky, who was a music composition student. Peter Albinger is an Austrian composer, or Austrian-born, and now lives in Berlin. And Voices and Piano is a collection of recorded speech, including Nina Simone, Jean-Paul Sartre, Mother Teresa, accompanied by solo piano that usually will reflect the pitch and rhythm of the speaker's voice. Albinger has written over 50 of these works, and I said he never wants to hear them all played in a single go. You're supposed to just pick a few, and that's exactly what Ratmansky has done. So for this performance, you'll see a solo piano on the side of the stage, and this pianist plays the score from standard piano notation. To keep up with the tempo and match the playing to the voices, the pianist, you really won't be able to see it, but he has an earpiece on, and he's listening there to a click track. A click track just has voices with a bunch of different little markers, essentially, within it to keep him on tempo, essentially. This will be played by New York City Ballet pianist Stephen Gosling. He's relatively new. He's only been here for 3 years as an artist, but he used to play in a lot of new music groups. He's also played some Albinger in the past, so it's definitely a good choice. The sections of music that Ratmansky selected, he then matched a female soloist. And Ratmansky said, "I knew there were certain dancers I wanted to use, and that the solos needed to be different in character. I looked for sounds that would fit each dancer. Each solo is inflected by different aspects of these personalities, institutions, histories, or just the specific coolness of a voice, or the unusual intonations and musicality of the sentences." So you have 5 tracks, 5 soloists. There are linkages between them, but now they're talking about things, they're saying things. It's not that you have to really listen to the words, that not even matter, and at times they're even talking about very serious things, but does that even matter at all? And what is Ratmansky doing to pair these dancers? You've got Bonnie Barnett, an American musician and radio personality, paired with Sarah Mern. You've got Nina Simone, famous American jazz singer, paired with Georgina Peskova. All these combinations, where does it kind of play into? Is it the rhythm of the voice, the sound of the voice, part of the piano? It's a wonderful ballet to kind of play along with your attention and see what you focus on. You focus on the music, the voice, combination of that, on the dance. It's bizarre in many ways because you can really change your experience by the way you change your own attention. And I think overall, I found myself looking at it and saying, if I just dropped myself into the theater and I had no program in front of me, I would not guess that this is Alexei Ratmansky. At the same time, it can be nobody else, because it really does has sort of the beauty and the sort of signature sort of subconscious elements that only Ratmansky brings to the table. So hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.